Listen to me. If you are sitting there right now, whether you just retired or you are looking at retirement right around the corner, and you are starting a consulting business, managing a few rental properties, or finally launching that side hustle you've dreamed about for 30 years, I need you to pay close attention. You are looking at your financial landscape and you are asking yourself a very specific question. How difficult is it to learn QuickBooks? I know exactly what is going on in your head. You look at that screen, you see the charts, you see the numbers, and a cold wave of fear washes over you. You are terrified that you are going to click the wrong button and accidentally wipe out your data, or worse, make a mistake that triggers an IRS audit. You are afraid that technology has outpaced you, and that if you can't figure this out, you will have to pay thousands of dollars a year to hire a professional bookkeeper, draining the precious retirement nest egg you worked your entire life to build. You feel like you are caught between a rock and a hard place. Spend money you want to save or tackle software that feels like a foreign language. Let me take that burden off your shoulders right now. Is QuickBooks hard to learn? The honest, unfiltered answer is no, it is not hard to learn, but it is incredibly easy to mess up if you approach it the wrong way. The software itself is just a tool. It is a digital filing cabinet. The problem isn't your intelligence, and the problem isn't the technology. The problem is that QuickBooks markets itself as a magic wand. They tell you to just link your bank account, click a few buttons, and your books are done. That is a lie, and it is a dangerous one. QuickBooks does exactly what you tell it to do, not what you intend for it to do. If you do not understand the basic rules of where your money is going, QuickBooks will happily help you automate your mistakes at lightning speed. Think about it this way. If you don't know the difference between an expense and an asset, or if you don't understand how a bank feed actually works, you are going to get into trouble. What happens to most people is they log into QuickBooks online. They see their bank transactions pouring in, and they see a big shiny button that says match or add. QuickBooks guesses where that money belongs based on a computer algorithm. You trust the software, so you click add. Months go by, tax season rolls around, and your accountant looks at you and says your income is completely doubled because you counted a bank deposit and the invoice it was paying as two separate entries. Now, you have to pay that accountant $3,000 just to clean up the mess. That is the reality of what happens when you let the software drive the car while you sit in the passenger seat. You do not need a degree in accounting to use this software. I want you to hear me on this. You are fully capable of mastering this. But you must change your approach. You cannot just open the program and start clicking. You have to understand the layout of your financial house before you start moving the furniture. When you use QuickBooks today, especially the online version, it is forcing you to balance two completely different worlds. It is taking traditional, old-school bookkeeping where you enter a bill, pay a bill, and write a check, and it is mashing it together with modern, instant bank feeds. When those two worlds collide without a clear strategy, chaos follows. So, how do we fix this? How do you conquer the learning curve without losing your mind or your money? Your very first actionable takeaway is this. You must separate learning the software from managing your live financial data. When you sign up for QuickBooks, or even before you pay a single dime, I want you to look up the QuickBooks Online Sample Company. It is a completely free, risk-free sandbox environment provided by Intuit. It has fake data, fake bank accounts, and fake invoices already loaded into it. If you break it, nothing happens. If you delete something, no one cares. You need to spend your first 2 weeks playing in that sandbox. Practice creating a fake invoice. Practice recording a fake payment. See how a dollar moves from the invoice to the bank account inside the system. Build your muscle memory where the stakes are zero. The second thing you must do is shut down the automation until you understand the manual flow. When you link your real bank accounts, QuickBooks is going to scream at you to accept its suggestions. Ignore them. For the first 30 days, I want you to process your transactions deliberately. Look at every single line. Ask yourself, did I already enter this transaction manually as a receipt or an invoice? If the answer is yes, you do not add it, you match it. Matching tells the system that the money hitting the bank is the exact same money you already recorded. Adding it creates a brand new record, which is exactly how people double their revenue on paper and end up facing massive, incorrect tax bills. Third, you must commit to the discipline of a monthly bank reconciliation. This is the ultimate safety net, and it is the piece that trips up almost everyone. Reconciling simply means taking your actual, physical paper bank statement from the end of the month, looking at the final balance, and making sure QuickBooks matches that number to the penny. If your bank statement says you have $10,000, but QuickBooks says you have $12,000, you have a leak in your system. Do not let those discrepancies roll over into the next month. If you reconcile every single month, your mistakes stay small. They stay manageable. You can catch an error within 30 days rather than waiting until the end of the year when you are buried under 12 months of confusion. People, learning QuickBooks is not a matter of technical genius. It is a matter of slowing down and respecting your numbers. Retirement is supposed to be the time where you enjoy the fruits of your labor, not the time where you stay up until 2 in the morning crying over a spreadsheet because your balance sheet doesn't balance. Take control of your financial education. Treat the software as an employee that requires your strict supervision. Spend the time in the sample file, learn the difference between matching and adding, and lock down your books every single month with a reconciliation.